Yes, class. Assalamu alaikum. Is this audible?
Walaikum assalam. Yes, it's audible.
Walaikum.
So Ayaz and Aisha are here. Aram also join. And who is left? And Arnav. Arnav will be left. All right. So in the last class, we had completed this topic, speed. So two topics are very closely related, speed and velocity. So speed we have discussed. Now it's very easy to understand and discuss what is meant by velocity. Basically, speed was what? Speed was rate of change of distance, means distance getting divided by time. So we had seen this classification, uniform and non-uniform speed. And further, non-uniform was divided into average and instantaneous. This, if you have understood this portion of speed, from types of speed, if you have understood, everything is same for that of velocity, and we'll quickly move on to acceleration. Acceleration is a different topic, but speed and velocity, the basic difference between speed and velocity is this, that speed is a scalar quantity, so it involved rate of change of distance. In case of velocity, it becomes rate of change of displacement. So that's why in the very first class we had discussed what is meant by distance, what is meant by displacement, how to calculate distance, how to calculate displacement, and that circular question we did, remember, at a point E also we had calculated. So all those points, all those things will get utilized up in the numericals once you will do. So uniform speed was if the distance changed in a regular interval of time. Non-uniform, it was variable. And then average and instantaneous. Average was basically if you have a time interval given, a specific time interval is mentioned, then you take out the average speed. And instantaneous means you are calculating it at a particular time instant. Time instant means at a particular time we have to calculate. Now, average speed is calculated how? Just take the total distance covered divided by the total time. Instantaneous is given by differentiation of distance divided by time. Not divided by time means with respect to time. So all these things we have studied. Now let us move to velocity. So if you have any doubts or any question from here, ask me. Otherwise, let's quickly do velocity. We'll do one numerical also from velocity. These questions we did where average velocity was used. So total distance was calculated and total time was calculated out. So these questions we have done. Differentiation part also we have done. In differentiation part, what did we do? In the case of the differentiation part, we had actually calculated the basically the differentiating the distance. Now see, everything as I have told you, that remains the same in case of velocity. When we are doing this topic, no, velocity. Velocity is also rate of change of distance, but instead of distance means the length will be the same. We use the term displacement. So whatever things were there in case of speed, that's or the vector form of it, that becomes the velocity's case. Basically, velocity's case is what? Velocity's case is rate of change of displacement. So again, you can write it in this manner only. Uniform, non-uniform, average, instantaneous, that can be divided. But first, let us write the definition of it. This is rate of change of displacement. Distance was the total path covered, and that was a scalar quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity and it's the shortest part. So whenever you have to calculate the displacement, just join the initial and final points. Whatever you get that length, that becomes your displacement. So this is velocity, rate of change of displacement. So that's why we write it with V only. This is the symbol for this velocity also. V was a symbol for speed as well. But we just put an arrow above it to show it that it's a vector quantity. As I've discussed with you, vector quantity is all this, we'll be doing it in detail. Because without vectors, you won't be able to solve any question. Again, distance was represented through S. I'll add this arrow to show that this is not distance, this is displacement. Then divided by time. So this is basically velocity. Now again, velocity can also be classified on the similar basis. types of velocity. That's why I was saying, if you have understood speed clearly, understanding velocity does not take time. Acceleration is a different topic from it, but velocity is just a vector form of speed. This can be uniform, this can be non-uniform. Now, uniform means what? Uniform velocity means if the body covers equal displacement in equal interval of time. We had uniform speed. In uniform speed, the body covered equal distance in equal interval of time. Now it will be covering equal displacement. So let me write down the definition here only. If body covers equal, remember this term, displacement will come here. Displacement, and now we'll be using the term displacement throughout because we're just talking about velocity. Speed portion has been over. If you people are doing solving questions from any book and you're facing issues, then send me your answers on what or whatever queries are there or any questions on WhatsApp. I'll clear that out. If body covers equal displacement in equal intervals of time, then it is known as uniform. Now, can any one of you from the class tell me, when I'm talking about a vector quantity, what all things are included in a vector quantity?
The magnitude and
Direction. Perfect. Yes, right, yes. Magnitude and direction when we talk about a vector quantity. So right now when I'm saying body covers equal displacement in equal interval of time, so what happens to magnitude or direction? Magnitude and direction, how can we ignore if we are talking about any vector quantity? So it means both the magnitude as well as the direction, they do not change in case of it. Either magnitude or the direction, that changes with regular sequences or in regular interval of time. So we are not only just talking about displacement when we'll be talking about, when we are focusing on uniform velocity, we are not just only focusing on the magnitude of or that we can only consider displacement. We'll also be considering the direction. So if body covers equal displacement in equal intervals of time, it means the magnitude changes in equal intervals of time, or we can say magnitude or the direction does not change. So magnitude, I hope you understand by the term magnitude. If I say velocity is equal to minus 3 meter per second square. So velocity is what? Velocity is a physical quantity. That's why we have done this and we have this chapter first, quantity. That's why we do it first, so that we know what are physical quantities. This negative sign tells me the direction. This 3 is the magnitude. And this meter per second squared, this is the SI unit. So whenever we write anything, be it acceleration, be it displacement or anything, all these things signify. Every term has a significance. Had it been plus, then it would also be specifying its direction. So all right, so I think you all must be knowing about this. It's just that whenever I'm using the term magnitude, you should have it clear in your mind that when we talk about the term magnitude, it means we ignore the sign. So magnitude and direction do not change with. All right. Then secondly, we have, this was uniform. So we have what? We have non-uniform velocity. So non-uniform velocity's definition is very predictable right now. If body covers everything same, unequal displacement in equal interval of times, or you can repeat it, you can write it as vice versa, means equal displacement in unequal interval of time, means 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. This is the continuous displacement that is occurring. But first the time interval was 3 seconds, then it was 5 seconds, then it was 10 seconds. Then also you will say it's your non-uniform velocity. So this is what? This is non-uniform velocity. Secondly, both, this is the first point, both magnitude and direction change. What is basically meant by this when I'm writing direction changes? It's like, let's say initially a car was moving and the speed of the car was 5 meters per second. Then at a certain interval of time after it, we have seen that the car's velocity becomes 10 meters per second. So now we can say it is non-uniform because the speed has changed. Or it can also happen, let's say the car, it is moving with 1 meter per second. This is the speed of it, velocity of it. It was moving where? It was moving, let's say, towards the right hand side. Suddenly the car changed its direction. The magnitude is still 1 meter per second, but since the direction has been changed, we will not call this as a uniform velocity. We'll be referring this as what? This will be also known as non-uniform velocity.
So, ma'am, either the velocity, either the magnitude or direction, if they change, it will be non-uniform velocity.
It will be non-uniform, or it can happen, both can change. Like this can be also 1 meter, this can be 4 meter, that can also change. So under this also non-uniform, we have one we have as the average, other one we have as the instantaneous. So now understanding instantaneous. Now you can easily figure out if you have average velocity or if you have instantaneous velocity, then you can easily understand if time interval is given, you will be using V average. If exactly t is equal to 10 seconds or t is equal to 0.8 seconds, this is mentioned, then you will be performing differentiation. Similarly to what we have studied for speed. But just remember, whenever you are reading the question, be precise and read it clearly, whether it is asking you speed or is it asking you velocity. Because in your subjective questions, this calculation of distance will also be possible, calculation of displacement will also be possible. So just be sure with it. Otherwise, the questions from this part is this similar to the one that I have studied for speed. And average is also calculated. See, do you remember the formula for V average? We have discussed it right now as well. Anyone who remembers? Speed, average speed. It's the, yes?
Distance upon time.
Ayaz, your voice got broken in between. Aisha, can you try? You were saying something, Aisha.
Total displacement.
That is for average speed or velocity? Total displacement. Velocity. So speed, as I think Ayaz was rightly mentioning, his voice was getting cracked. Total distance. Yes, total distance by total time. Yes, Ayaz, both are right. See, displacement will come here. Like Aisha was correct, average velocity will become total displacement by total time. Since average velocity, average speed was what? That was total distance divided by total time. So in questions, what is your task? You just have to find out the total distance in case of speed. And in case of velocity, you just have to find out the total displacement. Total time will either be mentioned to you. If it is not mentioned, then you can again use this formula. Remember in the last class, we had done these kinds of questions where either velocity was missing, displacement was missing, or time was missing. So using this formula, whatever quantity was missing, using the other two, we calculated the third one and then put in the formula. And then we had seen whatever quantity you take, x got cancelled, ultimately you have the answer without it. So this is what total displacement by total time. This will be the same. Just note it down, then we'll do some questions as well on it. So before that, average speed, in case of average speed, even if you're able to calculate the total distance, then also do not calculate. Like if I tell you, let's say a body started from A point, then from A point the body reached this point D, and let's say this is 10 meters and the time that was taken here, this is 3 seconds. Then from D the body went to C point, and let's say this is 5 meters and this was covered in 5 seconds. Then from C, the body returned back to D and stopped. This is the final position, final point that has been used. And this distance now becomes not D point, or let's take some, because D point is 5 meters only, no. Let's take some another point. Let's say this some B point over here. And this distance is 3 meter covered in 2 seconds. Now, see the difference. When it is average speed, you have to take total distance becomes 10 plus 5 plus 3 divided by whatever is the total time. This is 3 plus 3 plus 5. So this becomes what? 15, 16, 17, 18. And this is what? 6, and this is 11. This becomes average speed, this much meter per second. Now, when we are calculating, this is average velocity. Initial point is A. Just look at the initial point, initial and final point. This is your initial point, this is your final point. You just focus with this. So this complete distance, if you see, this was what? This complete distance was 15. And from here, 3 has been deleted. So it means this much will be 12 meters. This complete was 15, 10 plus 5. And from here, 3 meter has already been covered. Our aim is what? Initial point is this, final point is this, to calculate this distance. So what will be the average velocity? It will be just 12 divided by the total time. This much meter per second. This becomes the velocity. Like this you have to calculate. And remember, in 1D, speed and velocity are almost the same. Magnitude will come out to be the same only. If it is 1D, means from one point to other point. If this is the first point, this is the final point, and we are calculating the average speed or velocity, it will come out to be the same, because see, if a person started from here and ended up here, distance and displacement will be the same. So if displacement and distance are same, then average speed will be equal to average velocity, but otherwise it won't be equal. Here, if the direction is not changing, displacement, yes, exactly. If the direction is not changing, displacement and distance will be the same, just in case of straight line, remember. Only 1D. It is not valid for 2D. When we will be doing projectile motion, we will be seeing those. Because that time X component, Y component, all the components come. So that time this won't be valid. Otherwise, if your direction is not changing and it's only a straight line. See, here the direction got changed, but if the direction didn't change, this would have been the last point. So distance would have been equal to the displacement, and average velocity would have been equal to the average speed, like you are mentioning as. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I think you people can note it down. Okay, I wanted to ask one thing from you all. I asked Aisha, Arnav, and Aram. If we delay our class timings by half an hour, if we shift it, like for the people who are in Middle East, your class is from 4 o'clock, right? Arnav, Aram, Aisha, you all.
Yes.
It's from 4 o'clock to 5:30. So instead of that, if we have it from 4:30 to 6 o'clock, means 5:36. Yes, if the time duration will be the same, it's just that if we delay it. And for Ayaz, you are here only, no, in India. So for you, it will be from 7 to 8:30. Are you people fine with that timing if we delay it by half an hour? From 7, you cannot join Ayaz. Till 7, you can join, means till 8:30, you cannot stay. Because I am not available at this timing from the next class. So either it will happen that we have to take 3 classes a week for 1 hour each, or the way you have 2 classes with 1.5 hours duration. So if I ask, let me know, and others also tell me. Aram, Arnav, Aisha. If it delays by half an hour, are you people fine with it? Otherwise, we'll think something else. Because this time that I'm right now, I won't be available from the next class for the half an hour. Then rest onwards, I'll be there.
Yes, I'm fine with it.
You're fine with it. And what about you, Aram and Arnav? If it's from 4:30 for you people? JE classes, okay, the JE classes that you take, when it is exactly at 8, exactly at what time? 6 o'clock?
It's at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock India time.
9 o'clock India. Arnav, where are you? In Middle East or you're in India?
Right now I'm in India.
You're right now in India. So the classes are from 9 o'clock. Okay, so you will be having half an hour gap. So that's not enough for 2 days. Arnav?
Actually, because before this, there used to be 1 hour gap, so I could like do the classwork also.
All right. So uh, even if like you will get the half an hour break, so whatever you complete the work, if you can complete it after your JE classes. Your JE classes are exactly on Monday and Wednesday. Arnav.
Yes, they're on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay. So Thursday we don't even have the class. And what about you, Aram?
Okay, have no problem.
You have no issues. Okay, regarding Arnav and Ayaz, both of you have the same issue that you complete your task during that. Both of you are in India right now. No, Ayaz is there, and Arnav is also right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So just let me know if you people can complete whatever task you do after the class. Otherwise, we'll have to have one more class. So it's better we complete it in this only. It will be a continuous class. Otherwise, we'll have to have one more class either on weekends. Because from the next class onwards, otherwise, just let me know. At the end of the class, I'll ask you again. Just think and let me know. Because if it doesn't clash with your other classes, so whatever task you are getting from the institute, Ayaz, or whatever classwork or homework you are completing, and if you are able to complete it after the classes, otherwise one more additional class will be added because class will begin from 4:30 only, KSA timings, and for you people who are here right now, it will be from 7 o'clock. So just let me know, Ayaz and Arnab, both of you, if you people are comfortable. And if you people will be able to manage, just let me know. At the end of the class, I'll ask once. So Aisha and Aram are fine. It's Ayaz and for this average speed, we'll be doing a question from your NCRT only. note down the question. At least try the first part. First part you will be able to do most probably. At least write down the question, make a rough figure, draw a straight line, just name one as home, other one as market. See, is the separation, what does the question say? It says man walks on a straight road and the distance between home and road is 2.5 kilometers. So just label all these things at least. Take 2 minutes and we'll discuss this question. And if you get the answer, then send me in the chat column. And also see one thing, this is given in 2.5 kilometers. Okay, you have calculated. Is it for average? First answer, you have to calculate the average speed and average velocity, no? So what is it? Average speed. If you're mentioning average speed, then right, average speed is this, average velocity is in this, because you have to calculate two things for each part. See, one hint that I'll give you to all, that you won't be able to solve this question unless you find out the time. So first find out the time taken from home to market and then from market to home. You have the two speeds. Distance will obviously be remaining the same between the home and the market. That is 2.5 kilometers. But the speed, that is 5 kilometers per hour and 7.5 kilometers per hour, that is changing. So obviously time period will change. So first see what is the time period from the time taken from home to market and then market to home. There you will get the answer of the first part at least. Very quickly you will get the answer. Answer 1 means A part, 0 to 30 minutes. So is it the average speed or the average velocity that you are answering? That also mentioned, no? Then only I'll understand. Or both are same. Both will be this. All right. Yes. Others also answer. I asked the magnitude is incorrect. Just check the magnitude. Magnitude is incorrect. But yes, the second thing that you wrote, no, the second sentence that you've written, that is right. But the magnitude is incorrect. Just calculate the magnitude once. See, I hope you're taking the time also in R. When you take no that average speed divided by average time. So average time भी जो लोगे वो पूरा R में ही convert करना. Yes. Magnitude for the first one. No. I think you are making error in that time conversion. First, tell me, Ayaz. You tell me. Just send me your answers. Just send me the pic of your answer on WhatsApp. You added on the WhatsApp group, no, Ayaz?
No, ma'am, not you.
Not yet. All right. Arnav, this is the answer of the second part. See, second part, the method for the second part and the third part, second and third part are the same. No, do one thing. Instead of writing this, just do only one part. Otherwise, your time will be consumed. Both the parts have the same method. Do only one also, then you will be able to calculate it. So 0 to 40 minutes. Do it this one. You have erased one. Now you'll be able to do it. But first thing, Arnav, in your answer also, see, I'm repeating it. Unless and until you find, send me, just tell me whatever is the time is taking from home to market and market to home. That is the first part of the question. Without that, you won't be able to solve the whole question. Because without the analysis of time, how do you know where the person is located right now at 40 minutes? Okay, let's just discuss this time portion. And I think then you will, if you try the question, no, then you will be able to answer it. Let me read the question for it. It says what? A man walks on a straight road from his home to market 2.5 kilometers away with a speed of 5 kilometer per hour. It means this, let's say this is what? This is the home of the man. This is what? This is the market. So you have to draw like this on the sheet. Otherwise, you won't be able to recall it while just thinking. No, because you have to understand where the person is right now. In all the question of mechanics, even till your lessons of laws of motion, you have to draw everything. Otherwise, you won't be. So students who are avoiding this diagram part, this drawing the figure part, I will suggest you to draw it at least as soon as, or slowly as the line is getting dictated. Keep on writing it simultaneously. So man walks on a straight road from his home to a market of 2.5 kilometers. So obviously this distance will remain the same between home and market. Even if you can relate it to yourself also. If your home and market is situated within 2.5 kilometers, that distance will remain the same. But if whether you are reaching the market quickly or you are reaching the market slower within this time that usually is taken by you, that depends on what? That depends on your speed. If you are walking very casually, slowly, then you will reach the market later on. If you are walking very fast or you are running, then you will reach the market faster, quicker, in lesser period of time. So what is varying? Is the distance varying or your speed? Obviously your speed is varying. So here also what happened, when the man went to the market, no, he went with the speed of 5 kilometer per hour. This is the speed V1 when he was walking. Now when as soon as he saw that the shop is closed, so obviously he must not be in a hurry or he ran back to home, but he increased his speed to 7.5 kilometers. So obviously you can analyze that the time period for both of the situations will be different. Speed is slower, so first part will have more time rather than the second part where V2 is what? V2 is 7.5 kilometers per hour. He is returning back home. This is the whole question. And what it is asking you, the magnitude and average speed of magnitude of what? Average speed and velocity for 0 to 30 minutes, 0 to 40 minutes. Now see, in the question, nothing has been mentioned regarding the time. But if you know this distance and you know the speed, you can easily calculate the time, the relation between speed, distance, and time. Let's take displacement. first, let's talk about displacement only, because I'm referring to velocity right now. We have to calculate speed, that we'll go when we'll be solving it. I'm just talking about time. Be it distance, be it displacement, if you know these two quantities, you can easily calculate the third one. So at least we can do one thing, we can find out the time period. So the time period will be, this is our question. So you have time taken from home to market. So Aram, can you tell me the formula for it? If this is the speed, this is the distance, so what will be the formula of time? Yes, Aram?
I'm sorry, what would be the?
Formula of time. If velocity is given, distance is given. See,
It
speed
would
in the
be
first part is given to you as 5 kilometers per hour. The distance, or let's talk about the displacement right now. Displacement is given to you as 2.5 kilometers. What will be the time? Just tell me the formula.
2.5 kilometer.
2.5 will be the, yes, 2.5 divided by. See, speed is what? Exactly right, Aaron. V is S by T. So T will be what? T will simply be S divided by V. Means 5 kilometers divided by 2.5 kilometers. I've written it off. 2.5 will come in the numerator. 5 will go in the denominator. 2.5 because distance getting divided by the speed. So this becomes what? 1 by 2. Half an hour. What is half an hour in minutes? 30 minutes? Whenever we say 30 minutes, we mean half an hour. So now do you get it? Where is your initial point? Where is your final point? Basically, from home to market, the question is asking you to calculate the average speed and average velocity. And instead of giving it directly, no, to calculate the time taken, calculate the average speed or average velocity from home to market, and distance is this, speed is this. The question has asked you indirectly first to calculate the time period. Once you have calculated the time period, now you have analysis that this duration when the person was going with a speed of 5 kilometers, this was 30 minutes. So first part has a huge hint now. Now you people can try the first part. Similarly, time taken from market to home. Obviously, speed is faster, so time will be slower. Speed in the second part is what? 7.5. So 7.5. Again, I've written as opposite. Distance will come first. 2.5 divided by 7.5. So that becomes what? 20 minutes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Ayaz has calculated the answer. So, yes, now the answer is right. What mistake were you committing, Ayaz, in the formula portion or the calculation error?
Some careless mistakes in the calculation.
All right. Okay, okay. So that is same, that average speed and average velocity will be same, because you can see the distance and displacement is same. Both of them are same. Distance and displacement are same for the first part. Home to market, this is your initial point, this is your final point. Aram is right. For the second part, it will be 20 minutes. This is this is 2.5. Again, I was writing 7.5. And the speed was 7.5. So 1 by 3 of an hour multiplied by 60 to convert it into minutes, that makes it 20 minutes. So this duration is now 20 minutes. You have to calculate it for 40 minutes. Now try the first part, at least first part, all of you should try. Average, yes, Aram, correct. Both of you are right, Aram and Ayaz. Arnav and Aisha, you also try. Now first part is a bit easier to try. Basically, this distance, this time duration was 30 minutes. So it's a simple question. This is the distance. This is the speed that you have. This is the time that you have. Just calculate. And try now since you know the second part, try this as well. See, 40 minutes one is also easier. For 40 minutes, you have to analyze if the person has started from here and here he is reaching at 30 minutes and this is taking 20 minutes. Where will the person be at t is equal to 40 minutes? Is the answer of first part Arnav? Yes, right. Average speed, average velocity. Answer is right. Second part also you will try. Let's discuss the first part at least. So first part, basically the question is what? Now it has been reduced that this is home, this is the market, distance is 2.5 kilometers, and the total time that it is taking from home to market, the time is also half an hour. So see, average speed, if we talk about first, let's take average speed. That is total displacement divided by total time. So total displacement is 2.5 kilometers. Total time is half an hour. 2 will go up. 2.5 into 2 becomes 5 kilometers per hour. Now, let's see it as distance. What will be the total distance? Obviously, the person is starting from here, reaching till here, so distance will be the same 2.5 kilometers only. So total distance will be 2.5, total time will also be half an hour. This will give you 5 kilometers per hour. And this is also an example where your distance is equal to the displacement, and you can easily observe that average velocity is equal to the average speed. Second part is what? Second part, we have calculated the time period when the speed increased to 7.5 kilometers per hour. Distance remained the same. So our time was coming 1/3 of an hour. 1/3 of an hour means 20 minutes. So now see, for second part, no. Or if any duration of such duration is given. This was home. This is market. This time, initially it took 30 minutes to go and it took 20 minutes to return. See, second part, that part that I erased, that was 0 to 50 minutes. Can you see the total duration is 50 minutes? 30 minutes to 20 minutes. So average speed will directly be 0. Average velocity will directly be 0 because total initial displacement, initial point is equal to final point. Means total displacement will be 0. That part. That's why I was saying if you have understood 0 to 40 minutes, you'll be able to do 0 to 50 minutes. And in case of average speed, total distance will become 2.5 into 2. 2.5, then again returning 2.5. That becomes 5. And total time is 50 minutes. Just convert 50 minutes into hour. That's how you had to calculate that part, which I erased 0 to 50 minutes. But now let's focus on 40 minutes. Can anyone tell where will be the person be at t is equal to 40 minutes? See, t is equal to 40 minutes, it's from the beginning, means starting from here, covering 30 minutes. Any idea? Anyone? Or you can make guesses at least. I'll tell the answer.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can
I
you repeat the question once?
see. That you have understood, no, that which I was mentioning you about t is equal to 50 minutes, 0 to 50 minutes. If it is the question, the part that I have erased, it was 0 to 50 minutes. So total duration becomes 50 minutes. It means initial and final point is same. So average velocity will be 0. Average speed you can calculate. For average speed, you have to take the total distance. That will be the double of this distance. And total time is 50 minutes. So that part was also easy. 40 minutes, t is equal to 0 to 40 minutes you have to calculate. So at t is equal to 0, obviously the person is here. This is the starting point. He has completed 30 minutes, but we are not asking you right now 30 minutes. The question is asking you 40 minutes. So can any one of you answer it rightly or even make guesses where the person will be exactly at t is equal to 40 minutes? Whole duration is 50 minutes. This one was 30, returning was 20. At 40, where the person will be. No idea.
Ma'am, will it be about 5.6, 5.625 kilometers? And that will be his speed.
Average speed. See, I asked. Can you tell me one thing if this duration is 20 minutes? Fine, this you are aware of, this duration is 20 minutes and all of you agree with this. Forget that 30 minutes.
Ma'am, it will be at 1.6 kilometers from the start.
1.6 kilometers from the start. 1.6 kilometers, how did you solve it?
Because the person will go in half an hour, he'll reach the place and then 10 minutes to come back. At 40 minutes, he'll be on the way back.
Where? I'm not asking you the exact answer. Means if this is home and market, I think Arnav, you will get it. Answer is right, Ayaz. Where the person will be, Ayaz? Both of you, Arnav and Ayaz, you both are, your answer is right, Ayaz. Just to tell me at this, without even calculation, without any numerical value. Where the
In
person...
between H and N.
Exactly. This I was asking you. In between. Arnav, got it now? You are right. Exactly at 10 minutes, this will be the duration. See, if I cut it into half, 20 minutes, this distance will become 10 minutes. And this distance will become what? 10 minutes. If I divide the time duration into half, means exactly in the midway, one half will be 10 minutes, other half will be 10 minutes. Then only, no, we can say total distance, total time was 20 minutes. Now, can you say 30 minutes from here and 10 minutes from here? This makes it 40 minutes. So now this is your final point. You are not concerned with any other point right now. If you are asking, if the question is asking to calculate average velocity, this becomes total displacement. If the question is asking average speed, then again, this whole becomes the total distance. This is just the difference. 20 minutes makes your question easier because had it been a different value, then you would have to understand where would the person be. If 20 minutes is this much, this is 20 minutes, means half of it will be 10 minutes, half of it will be 10 minutes. So you are just concerned with 40 minutes from the beginning. So 30 minutes, then 10 minutes. In the midway, the person stopped, and that time you are asked to calculate the velocity. So total distance will be, yes, 2.5 kilometers is this, no? And this much will be what? 1.25 kilometer. Yes. So see, this will be what? This whole was, this is midway, basically. This distance is 2.5 kilometers. This is midway. Because obviously midway, no, the time will get divided into 10 minutes and 10 minutes. Since any other information is not provided to us, that's why. It can happen that the person might not be exactly at this point. But according to the question given, this will be our answer. Aisha, did you understand this part? Or should I repeat it once?
Yes, I understood.
Understood? All right. So if this is midway, then obviously this will be 1.25 kilometers. And this will obviously be 1.25 kilometers. Because half of 2.5, 2.5, these both will combine and make it as 2.5 kilometers. So on calculation of average speed, you just require 1.25 kilometers. On calculation of average speed, you require the whole distance, mean 2.5 plus 1.25. That I think Aram has answered. It is 3.75 total distance, and total displacement becomes 1.25, and total time remains the same. That is 40 minutes. So convert 40 minutes. 40 minutes will be what? 2 by 3 of an hour, I think. If you solve it, 40 divided by 60, 2 by 3 of an hour you will get. Time period will be what? Time period will become 40 minutes minutes are there divided by 60. So this becomes 2 by 3 of an hour. Since we have to get it into a common unit and everything is mentioned in kilometer, that's why we are writing it in hour. Otherwise, SI unit of velocity, we have discussed it. That's not kilometer per hour. That is meter per second. Average speed is 5.62 kilometers per hour. Okay, average speed. I don't remember the answer. Average, the speed will be, what is the total distance? Total distance will be now 2.5 plus 1.25. And this is this much is kilometer and this is 2 by 3. So this becomes what? 3.75. 2 will be here, 3 will be here. So 4 point something answer, no, it will come. This way you have solved it, Aram. By solving this, you are getting 5.62.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Others also just cross check it. Since I don't remember the exact answer, no, so it can happen that by mistake Aram must have committed error. Otherwise, I'm writing down it here. Others also please do the calculations and let me know. And regarding average velocity, also take out. You know the average distance right now. Displacement, V average, this was speed. This is velocity. This will be what? Instead of taking 3.75 kilometers, we'll be just writing 1.25 kilometers divided by 2 by 3. So that becomes 3 into 1.25 divided by 2. So this will be, this should come around 2 point something or 1.5. Just check what's the answer is coming here. I don't remember the exact value. So just let me know on doing this calculation what all you people are getting. And as well as note down the second part also. Also, let me know what's this value is coming for average velocity on taking 1.25 kilometers. If you're not able to understand this figure, no, because many time and many distances have been written, ask me again. If it's clear, then perfect. So 2 students are getting this answer only. Others also just cross check. So instantaneous velocity is calculated at a particular time instant that you have. The whole theory remains the same, and even calculation is same. Here you have no difference because you are differentiating the way you had performed differentiation in case of speed. The same question will be there in case of velocity. This will also be. It's just that do add a vector sign to distinguish between all those who are will be appearing for the subjective exams. Do mention this vector sign, and even for your objective exams also. In your question, sometimes speed or velocity term won't be mentioned, so you have to figure it out by looking at the arrow vector sign that symbolizes it. When the vector is written in this way, we'll be doing vectors. This shows the magnitude only. There we have all these properties in detail. We'll do it. But right now, just for your knowledge, you can remember. If this means the magnitude. If this is written, it means the complete vector. So this is differentiation. Obviously we are differentiating displacement. But there won't be any changes in calculation because differentiating displacement or distance doesn't make a difference. It's just the difference in the physical term that you are aware of, that it is distance and it is displacement, which one you are differentiating. Like even, let's take an example. I say displacement, this is given to you as 3t square plus 2t minus 1, and calculate the velocity at t is equal to 1 second. So at t is equal to 1 second becomes what? This is the exact instant at which you have to calculate. So differentiating it becomes dx over dt. So 3t square, when you differentiate, that becomes 2t plus 2 is there, t to the power 0 becomes 1, and 1 is a constant. So here you have what? 6t plus 2 is there? Yes. And now put the value as t as 1 second. Velocity will be 6 plus 2, 8 meter per second. This way you have to solve it again. So I'm giving you a question, you try it yourself. I think you people will be able to do. Basic differentiation will be involved because it's obviously without differentiation you won't be able to do. First note down this also. Note down this part. This way you have done, no? Note down this also. Then I'll give you the question. That you people should try and answer. Basic differentiation I'll give you. Easy differentiation. But remember one thing, if differentiation is used, like we are using differentiation in this question. Why did we use differentiation? Because displacement was given to you and velocity was asked. By chance, if velocity is given and displacement is asked, then how to calculate? Then you will be integrating it. See one thing. If dx is asked, then you will write it as v dt and integrate both of it. Integration of dx will give you displacement, velocity, whatever it is given from t1 to t2, different integrate it. Okay, one thing we can do, Ayaz and Arna, on Wednesday, today is Monday, no? Yes. So on Wednesday, let's have the class of the new timing. You just see it. How is it going? Are you able to adjust it or not? Since you don't have any other class and it's not clashing, just see it on Wednesday if it is going perfect for you people from 7 to 8:30. If you find
Okay,
it, we'll discuss it on Wednesday then. See this question. This question here is velocity given or displacement given? Which quantity is mentioned here in the question? Arna, fine by you for Wednesday?
Okay, ma'am.
Whatever suits you, just tell me on Wednesday. At least let's have a class on Wednesday. You could prepare. Yes,
And ma'am, if you can add me in the group because I'm not there.
Yes, Ayaz. I lied you. I lied you. I lied you. I thought you were already on the group. I lied you. Arnav is there, so I lied you. See, velocity is given or displacement is given. Read the question.
Velocity is given.
Velocity is given. So it means velocity was dx over dt. Now we have to find out dx. Earlier, displacement used to give. So we could calculate velocity. It means dx will be equal to what? V dt. And here, displacement is a small quantity. Velocity is a bigger quantity. So we have to integrate it from 0 to 2 seconds. Why 0 to 2 seconds? Because this is the time given. Whenever it gets reversed, this we'll see these types of questions in case of acceleration also. Acceleration is velocity dv over dt. If velocity is asked and acceleration is given, then again we have to perform integration. So acceleration we'll talk of in the next class because not much time is left. Regarding velocity, if displacement is given, differentiate. If velocity is given, integrate. Just remember this. So here you will perform integration from 0 to 2 seconds. Put in the value of, see, when you will integrate the whole will this displacement, this will give you the complete displacement, that is x. Velocity will be 2t minus 1 from 0 to 2 seconds dt. Now, for all those who have forgotten integration, this is a revision here. So understand it again. Integration we have already discussed. First step is separate all the terms. 2t dt, integrating it from 0 to t, minus dt, integrating it from 0 to t. First step is this. All those who are in the habit of performing integration in or mathematics, you people are studying calculus, so maybe your hand must be free. But still, let us just revise. And for all those who do not have maths, you can see it from here. What was the step? What were the steps that I told you? X to the power n, when you integrate it, it becomes n plus 1 and that term goes in the denominator as well. So here 2 is there, that is the constant, leave it. T to the power, it becomes 1 was there, so 1 plus 1. What is there in the power? 1 plus 1. And limits are from 0 to 2. At any of the steps of integration, you're not able to recall that when did we do this or how did it happen. Ask me again, because these kinds of questions will keep on moving now from displacement to velocity to acceleration. So keep on asking. Integral of dt will give you t, total time, the integral of dx, because you are integrating all the time. So that gives you the time. Limits 0 to 2. This becomes 2t square from 0 to 2 divided by 2 minus. All right, you have the limits here, the 0 to 2. Let's put in the limits now. See, 2 will get cancelled. So no need to worry about this 2. This is, first put the upper limit. So 2 square, add a negative sign, put the lower limit, 0 square. This is the first term, minus. This was this term. Upper limit, power is 1. Minus lower limit, power is 1. So this becomes what? 4 minus 0 is 0. Here you have minus 2, this is also 0. So 2 meters is the displacement. That's how you solve it, reverse displacement. Here, so just note down this as well. These questions are very basic and these are repeated. Ask me wherever you are having issues in these kinds of questions. Just text me done in the chat column when you're done with it, so that I'll know that you people have completed. So speed and velocity, this whole topic has been ended. We'll do acceleration. Acceleration steps and moreover things will be similar to it only. See, you can observe a similar pattern we have been doing when we have started with this lesson. Average, instantaneous, this. So acceleration also some portion will be monotonous like this one. But after once it is over, then you have different topics. Relative velocity is a different topic and it's one of the toughest topic as well. Sometimes question get very difficult from this topic. Okay, Aram, Arnav done. Let's wait for the other two. So acceleration also, you can predict acceleration more or less like this one. So yes, one thing is there that we don't calculate the average for it. We will directly be using uniform, non-uniform. The rest of the things will be the same. Similar pattern you will observe till acceleration. After that, things will be different. You will have different graphs. We'll do motion under gravity. That is completely different. So till acceleration, just make up your basics. After that, you'll be able to understand. And what about the other? Aisha and Ayaz done? Okay, Ayaz is also done. So fine, for Wednesday, I'll be grateful if you people are able to adjust for this timing. Okay, Aisha. So for those like Aram and Aisha, I think you people are in Middle East right now, no? So that is 4:30. Yes, Aisha and Aram, where are you? Which states you belong?
Ma'am, Qatar.
All right. So there also timings 4:30. Let's have it PM KSA timing, and that becomes 7 PM IST for all those who are here.